watching the Stone County Enterprise Tomcat Insider. I'm here once again with Stone High coach John Feaster. Coach, huge victory last week over Forest County, arch rival of the Stone County Tomcats, 42-7. And I'm quite certain you're still not satisfied with what you saw.
No, sir. I think you see me on the sideline. Just felt like we could have been more focused in the first half. Felt like we should have took care of business early. And I don't mean that I say that humbly. I just feel like if we could get it all together, we could have a pretty good team. But we, as a staff, been talking to the kids about their focus level and the sense of urgency. You got to have a sense of urgency on Friday night.
14-7 after the first two quarters. I'd have given anything to bet on a fly on the wall in that locker room. Did you light them up at all at halftime?
A little. I did. Can't say everything I said, but I did my best along with the coaching staff. We tried to do our best to get the kids going because I was, again, my disappointment is not a bad thing. I just feel like we can do great things if we get this thing going, and we got after it. We got after it halftime.
It apparently had an impact. Go out in the second half and you score 28 more points and you hold them to no points in the second half. Let's talk a little bit about your offense. Another incredible performance by Terrion Avery, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns on 18 carries. The first half, that vaulting leap he made over the crowd, I mean, he jumped a whole crowd of people, his players, his teammates, and the defenders all on the ground there, and he went over all of them. The kid's an athlete.
Yeah, he's a real good athlete. That's what we expect out of Terrion on Friday. I hate to say it like that, but he is a good athlete, good kid, respectful, humble, and he comes to work every day. And again, I'm going to say this every time I get a chance to, because hopefully when our young guys are looking at it, he had a great offseason. This summer, he had a great summer, and that's the fruits of his labor.
You were talking about that the other day to me, that these kids that are standing out, and there's several of them, and we'll mention them as this goes on, they were the kids who made all the workouts this summer, and plus workouts. They made all the workouts plus other workouts they didn't have to be at. And you talk about that's the kind of dedication, that's the kind of commitment that gets things done.
Exactly, that's right. We're trying to build, everything we're trying to do here is based on hard work and dedication. And we just keep repeating that God always honors the sacrifice. So if you sacrifice some of your time in the summertime, in all season, you do extra work, God will honor it. It may not honor when you want to, but He's going to honor it eventually. And he's one of those kids, like I said, along with some others. He had an awesome summer, and you're seeing the fruits of his labor. I'm just glad that people outside of Wiggins is getting the opportunity to see his talents.
I saw an interview he did after the game with another media outlet, and he had told the interviewer that one of his goals was to gain 2,000 yards this year, because that was the mark of a good back, was 2,000 yards. He's only 3 games in. He's got 592 yards. He's well on his way to that mark.
If he don't get 2 40-plus yards runs, Carl, back, we're probably talking about 700 yards right now. But yeah, that was one of his goals. He had some team goals, and 2,100 yards was something that he mentioned last in our initial interview. And he's right. That's a mark of a good back. We're going to feed it to him. As he go, him and the offensive line, as they go, this team's going to go. Going to open up doors for opportunities for a lot of other guys.
Well, and when they get worried about Terrion, they got to cheat up a little bit. And Preston Stringer, senior quarterback, he's not lighting it up with huge numbers. But when he goes to the air, he's effective. He hits Nick Brown. He gets the job just done. He gets enough done that needs to be done.
Well, that was the thing. What I told him and what the staff told him, and my background on him was that I didn't put it back there because of his elite throwing abilities, which he can't throw the ball. But again, he's a leader, and we just asking him to hit the open man. Like you just said, when the guys cheat up, when they got to respect Terrion, it's going to open it up. And when you throw into a guy like Nick Brown, you just got to put it in.
Yeah, he did it again Friday night. That leaping grab in the right side of the end zone. He got way up in the air over that defender to bring that ball down.
Yes, sir.
Then Kentrell McCray scores a touchdown on offense as well.
Well, Kentrell is another kid had a great summer, but he's a special talent. I don't mind saying that because the kids know the guys that has the most ability, he coached the hardest. So he has a special talent. He don't have to touch the ball all the time. When he touch it, The other team knows he got it. You
Well,
know?
and he's special on both sides of the ball, too. I mean, he's a standout defender. And then when you need to give somebody besides Terry in the ball, there's Kentrell or there's Enrique or you got several guys you can go to
Yes, sir.
when Terrion's tired.
Yes, sir. You're right. We got several guys we can go to, and it's hard, but that's the team aspect we're trying to build. You know, we're trying to build that team aspect of knowing that we don't have a whole lot of balls to go around. It's only one.
Yeah.
We're just asking the kids to be a star in their role, and hopefully they continue to buy into that. It's not going to happen overnight, but they're slowly but surely buying in. You just make the best of your opportunities.
Now, that defense, the offense is doing great. They're averaging more than 41 points a game. Defense is only allowing 13.6, less than 14 points a game. Friday night, Forest County AHS had 10 possessions that I tracked in my notes during the game. They scored on one of them. On 9 others, you forced them to punt. On 6 of those possessions, you held them to 3 and out. That is an incredible defensive statistic. I mean, come on.
Yeah. You're right, and that's something, like I said, how hard your defense plays, that shows, I'll take that back, how hard your offensive line and your defense plays. That lets you know where you are from a team standpoint. And what I mean by that, are you buying in? Because it takes 11 guys on defense to do their job every play, hustle to the football every play, give great effort every play to get those 3 and outs, to get those stops. So I always tell them, and the coaches tell them, yes, we did well, but we still want to get better. But I told them we're proud of it. We're proud of the effort. But we still strive for perfection. You know, we still want to get better. You know, so.
Well, you know, and the 9 stops where you forced them to punt, on one of those, you get a punt block. And I'm sorry, but I do not know who blocked that punt. It was all too fast for me. Dustin Parker. Well, congratulations, Dustin. Artarian picks it up, returns it to the 4. You get another touchdown out of it.
Well, we was hoping when that ball got blocked, we was going to get away. But I mean, Arterion is a guy that's always around football, and he's a good athlete himself, and he caught that one in stride. But
he certainly looked like he knew what to do with it too.
So yes, we were blessed in that situation, and that kind of started. They got the ball rolling. I think that kind of picked up our intensity and got the momentum going. And
then you got Enrique on special teams. He returns another punt. 3 games, 2 punt returns for touchdown. He went 65 yards, I think, against Van Cleve. Friday night, he goes 72 yards against Forest County. He's a little special, too.
Yeah, he's a special athlete, man. I'm just happy that he decided to play football.
Yeah.
You know, we try to sell to the guys that, you know, everybody may not be a star, everybody may not get the opportunity to go to college, but you create memories to last a lifetime. And we always remind him, son, you almost, didn't play, but he's another kid that had a great summer. Enrique had a great summer, and that's the fruit of his labor. Had 2 punt returns in 3 games. That's awesome.
You guys had like 5 sacks, too. Tavin Peters led your defense with 8 tackles overall. I think he had 1 sack. I think you had a total of 5, though, sacks on the night.
He had 1. Kentrell McCray had 2.5. Spencer Edwards had 1, and Timmy Hughes and Trent Howe had a sack. So yes, we had 5 total. And a few tackles for loss. Anytime you get tackles for loss and sacks, that's always a good thing.
And one thing a lot of people who would not have been at the game or weren't at the game, that they don't realize, we're in the 4th quarter, you're up 42-7, you pulled all the starters, you started giving the other kids an opportunity to play. They had 2 more sacks. Your second string was sacking their quarterback and sacking him deep behind the line of scrimmage. Nobody took the pedal off the metal. They just kept it. They were going, man.
That's a product of the staff. Everybody on our staff trying to just take responsibility for their guys and making sure they're ready every day. Because them kids, them same kids, they do the same thing that the starters do, and we tell them, just because we're putting you out there don't mean that we're putting you out there to give up a touchdown. We expect you to do the same thing that the starters did. So that's give a shout out to the entire staff and the kids who took advantage of the opportunity when they got in.
Well, the defense they were staying all around the ball and had their, they were right in Forest County's face. The offense was driving downfield when the game came to an end. I mean, nobody knew what was going on because the clock's not running. The clock wasn't working there. You played at St. Patrick. However, they were driving and driving well. They were going for another score. They wanted another touchdown.
Yeah, And that's something we press on them, and it's up to us as coaches. Like we took a knee at the end. We didn't want to, we didn't want to try to insult anybody, but that it gives us life, knowing that our young guys got the opportunity to go in and they took advantage of the opportunity to drive the ball down, putting together a great drive, like you just said, and so that lets us know that our future is bright.
Absolutely. 3-0. First time, the best I can tell, it's the first time in at least 26 years. That's how far back I went in our archives. I could not find any other team that had gone 3-0. This Friday, you're going to go over to Poplarville. They've beaten you 4 years in a row. They usually field a pretty athletic, hard-hitting football team, but you think that you might have the answer for Poplarville this year, don't you?
Well, I hope we do. I pray that we do. I pray that the kids are up for this game. We try to do a good job to make sure we're up. And we don't need any added motivation. We've lost to them the last 4 years. So we try to sell to the kids, I'll tell you, our kids have lost to Poplar since 7th grade, this senior class.
Right.
Poplar has beaten them since they were in the 7th grade. And anytime you go into Pearl River County and get a win, that's huge. So we know it's going to be a phenomenal feat going over there. We're trying to stop a streak against us, but we're very capable if we come out focus and take care of business. Establish the line of scrimmage early on in the ball game and let them know that we're not going to be out tough. I think that's something that got us in the past, but I think if we establish our presence early, let them know it's going to be a ball game. I like our guys. I'm gonna always say I like our guys.
You are 3-0. You got an opportunity to go 4-0, go undefeated in non-conference play for the first time in who knows how long. How do you keep your kids focused going into Friday night so that they don't lose any focus about keeping that win streak going?
Well, coach them hard. Continue to coach them hard. Every victory you get, you got to coach hard. You can't get complacent. You can't just feel like you're going to show up and people are going to give you a win. So I just try to sell, and me and the coaches, we got a great understanding that I'll be the jerk. Y'all just lift them up, but I'll be the jerk.
Nobody has to like you, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll be the jerk, and I'll do my job of challenging, and the rest of the staff, y'all just lift them up, and that's what we try to do as a staff. We might make sure we're on the same page and understanding what's at hand. We got the chance to be special. We got the chance to be special. Go 4-0 and make the people of Stone County, Wiggins area proud, and that's our goal. We challenge the kids to let them know it's not about you guys anymore. It's not about you. It's for the generation coming behind you, for the kids coming behind you, our 9th, 8th, and 7th graders that's finna come into this program also. That's who it's for. So give them a winning tradition, give them something to look forward to, give them something to set another level of expectations. So
okay, you grew up in Pearl River County. You've been involved in a whole lot of football games at Poplarville, I'm quite sure. What's it like going into that little, tiny, confined stadium? I mean, I hate it as a photographer. There's no room for me to move over there. You've got the bench, you've got the fence. What's it like in that kind of atmosphere?
You hate it, but you love it. I hear a lot of people complain about it. I can't say I like standing on that sideline because it's so condensed, but then, man, I wouldn't have it no other way. It's high school football in South Mississippi.
It's intense, isn't it?
It's very intense, and hey, man, fans get an up-close personal look at what's going on that sideline, So I wouldn't have it any other way, man. I wish, they threw that stadium up pretty fast. They seen the importance of it, and, one day, hopefully, we can have our own,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind saying that. I would love for our kids to be able to walk out the field house into that stadium. But going over there, right in our backyard, you can't, man, 20 years from now, our kids going to look back at it and say, man, that was an awesome night,
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I could get back to them large crowds being that close to me, So I wouldn't have it any other way.
We're traveling well. We've had good crowds at all 3 games so far. We're going to wrap it up. Tomcat fans, Friday night at Poplarville at 7 o'clock. It's 22 miles down Highway 26. I made the challenge in the newspaper. I'll make the challenge again here. You don't have a ride? Show up at the Stone County Enterprise office by 6 o'clock. You can ride with me. I've got room to carry 5 people in my car, and I'd be happy to take you. Coach Feaster, good luck on Friday. Let's keep this going.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.